Ever wondered how AI, like Chat GPT, went from like sounding like a robot to, well, almost human?
Yeah, it's really amazing.
All right, get ready, because today we're going to take a deep dive into a paper that really shook up the AI world.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking attention is all you need.
Right.
You know, the one that pretty much changed how machines understand language and to help us figure it all out? I've got our AI expert here with me.
Hey.
So before we get into all the breakthroughs, what was the problem they were even trying to solve?
Well, imagine you're trying to understand like a really long sentence.
Okay.
Traditional AI models, they were kind of like reading it one word at a time and trying to remember everything that came before it.
Uh-huh.
And it was really slow, it
Hmm.
was inefficient, and it just struggled with really, really long sequences.
Yeah, like trying to remember a grocery list with 50 items on it.
Exactly.
No wonder those older models were hitting a wall.
Exactly. And that's where attention is all you need comes in.
Okay.
It introduced this like revolutionary new architecture called a transformer.
Mhm.
And it basically said, forget about processing things one by one. Let's look at the whole picture at once.
Hold on, back up a sec. Attention. Is this thing like consciously choosing what to focus on?
It's not conscious like in the way we think about it, but it's definitely selective.
Okay.
The transformer uses something called scaled dot product attention
Mm-hmm.
to figure out which parts of the input are like the most important.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like how our brains, they naturally just tune into certain words or phrases when we're like reading or listening.
Okay, so it's filtering out the noise and just zeroing in on those key points.
Exactly.
But how does it actually do that? This whole transformer thing sounds pretty complex.
It is, but the basic idea is actually pretty elegant. Think of it like a super efficient translator.
Okay.
The transformer has like two main parts, an encoder and a decoder.
Mm-hmm.
The encoder is like the translator listening to the original language, analyzing and just absorbing all the meaning.
Right.
Then the decoder takes over, using that understanding to generate the output like the translator speaking in the new language.
Okay, I'm starting to get it. So the encoder's the listener, the decoder's the speaker, but the paper also mentions something called multi-head attention. What's that all about?
Think of it this way. Imagine you're trying to understand like a new object.
Okay.
You might use your sense of sight to see it shape your sense of touch, to feel its texture, and maybe even your sense of smell to get a fuller understanding.
Uh-huh.
Multi-head attention is kind of like that.
Okay.
The transformer uses multiple heads to focus on different aspects of the input all at the same time.
So it's like having a team of experts, each with their own specialty, all working together to analyze the information.
Precisely. And that's what gives the transformer its real power.
Gotcha.
It can capture all these like different nuances and relationships that might be missed by a more simplistic model.
This is where it gets really exciting for me. The paper says that this whole transformer thing is way more efficient, especially for those super long sequences we were talking about before.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And this efficiency is a game changer. It's like the difference between having one person slowly analyzing a document versus having a whole team working on it simultaneously.
Right.
The transformer can parallelize this work, breaking down the task into smaller chunks and tackling them all at once.
Which means it can handle those giant data sets that would choke those older models, right?
Exactly.
No wonder it was such a breakthrough.
Exactly. And the paper proves it with some pretty impressive results.
Oh, yeah.
They tested the transformer on machine translation tasks
Uh-huh.
and just blew the previous state-of-the-art out of the water.
Wait, they actually measured how good the translations were? How do you even do that?
They used something called the BLEU score,
Okay.
which basically compares the machine translation to a human translation.
Hmm?
And the transformers scores were significantly higher than anything anyone had seen before.
Wow.
It was a huge leap forward in terms of translation quality.
So we're talking about translations that are actually good, like human level good.
Getting closer all the time.
Wow.
And what's really remarkable is that the transformer didn't stop at translation.
Really?
The paper shows that it can tackle other tasks as well, like something called English constituency parsing.
Okay, now you're just using big words to make me feel dumb. What is constituency parsing in plain English?
Think of it like diagramming a sentence,
Okay.
but on steroids.
Okay.
It's about understanding the grammatical structure, breaking it down into its component parts, like noun phrases and verb phrases.
So it's not just a language whiz, it's a grammar guru, too. This transformer is starting to sound like a real overachiever.
It kind of is.
Ah,
And that versatility is what makes it so powerful.
okay.
It's not just a one-trick pony. It can adapt and excel at different kinds of challenges.
Okay, but my brain is starting to hurt a little here. If the transformer doesn't process things sequentially, how does it know the order of words in a sentence? Doesn't that matter for meaning?
That's a sharp observation, and it's something the researchers thought about carefully.
Okay.
They came up with a clever solution called positional encoding to give the transformer a sense of word order without having to go through them one by one.
Okay, now you've really got my attention.
Yeah.
How does that even work?
Imagine you're watching a race, and each runner has a timestamp on their jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you shuffle the runners around, you can still figure out the order they finished by looking at the timestamps.
So it's like giving each word a little tag that says, I came first, I came second, and so on.
Exactly. Positional encoding adds a special code to each word that represents its position in the sequence.
Okay.
So even though the transformer's looking at everything at once, it still knows the order things came in.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's like giving the transformer a cheat sheet for word order so it can focus on the bigger picture.
Right.
I'm seriously impressed by the ingenuity here.
Me too.
Yeah.
Attention is all you need is full of these clever solutions.
Yeah.
But what's even more remarkable is the impact it had on the entire field of AI.
Right.
It wasn't just about the technical details. It was a fundamental shift in thinking.
And that's what we're going to explore in part 2 of our deep dive.
Yeah.
This paper didn't just change how machines understand language, it opened up a whole new world of possibilities. We'll be back to unpack all of that right after this.
Yeah, it's like they opened up this door to like a whole new dimension of AI.
Okay.
Before attention is all you need.
Yeah.
We were kind of stuck in this world of sequential processing, but now the possibilities just seem endless.
Okay, I'm ready to step through that door.
Right.
But before we go too far, I'm curious about something. The paper mentions that self-attention can struggle with those really, really long sequences. Like, imagine feeding an entire book into the model.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that, like, overload its attention span?
It's like trying to juggle too many balls at once, right?
Right.
You can only keep so many things in focus at a time.
Yeah.
And it's true that the original Transformer design, it did have limitations when it came to like super long sequences.
So how do you solve that? Do you just tell the model to chill out and, like, focus on one chapter at a time?
That's one approach. The paper talks about restricting attention to a neighborhood around each word, kind of like focusing on a small section of a long text at a time.
Okay.
But researchers have been working on even more sophisticated solutions since then.
Ooh, give me the juicy details. What kind of solutions are we talking about?
Well, one really exciting development is this idea of hierarchical attention.
Okay.
Imagine you're looking at a map.
Okay.
You can zoom in to see the details of a single street,
Right?
or zoom out to get a view of the whole city.
Mm-hmm.
Hierarchical attention works in a similar way.
Okay.
It processes information at multiple levels of granularity.
So it can see the forest and the trees.
Exactly.
That's pretty impressive. Does that mean it can handle those super long sequences without sacrificing in accuracy?
Exactly. It's like having the best of both worlds.
Wow.
You get the efficiency of focusing on smaller chunks while still maintaining the ability to capture those long-range dependencies that make the transformer so powerful.
This is incredible. It's like the transformer is constantly evolving, getting smarter and more adaptable with each new iteration.
And that's the beauty of research.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing process of discovery, building upon the work of others and pushing the boundaries further and further.
Speaking of pushing boundaries, the conclusion of the paper really caught my eye. The authors talk about the future of attention-based models.
Right.
And how they could go beyond just text. They even hinted a future where AI generation becomes less sequential, more like our brains.
It's a tantalizing glimpse into what might be possible.
Yeah.
Imagine AI models that can compose music, write poetry, or even design groundbreaking new technologies.
Wow.
All with the same intuitive leaps and creative sparks that we humans take for granted.
Whoa. Now that's a future I want to be a part of.
Right.
But it also raises some big questions, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If we can create machines that think more like us, where do we draw the line between human intelligence and artificial intelligence?
Those are questions that philosophers have grappled with for centuries, long before the Transformer even came along.
Yeah.
But this paper, with its focus on making AI more human-like in its processing, definitely brings those questions into sharper focus.
It's almost like science fiction is becoming reality, right? I mean, imagine AI writing a symphony that moves you to tears or painting a masterpiece that captures the essence of human experience. It's both exhilarating and a little bit unsettling.
I think that's a natural reaction.
Yeah.
We humans have a tendency to be both fascinated and frightened by things that resemble us, especially when those things are machines that we've created.
It's like that old saying, we fear what we don't understand, but maybe by understanding AI better, by delving into papers like this one, we can overcome some of that fear and start to see the incredible potential it holds.
Absolutely. And I think attention is all you need. It serves as a powerful reminder that AI is a tool.
Okay.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill. It's up to us as the creators and the users of this technology to guide its development in a responsible and ethical direction.
So it's not just about making AI smarter, it's about making it wiser, about ensuring that it reflects the values and aspirations we want to see in the world.
Exactly. It's about creating a future where AI enhances human life,
Right.
where it helps us solve some of the world's most pressing problems and unlocks new possibilities that we can't even imagine yet.
Now, that's a future I can get behind. And it makes me realize that attention is all you need isn't just a technical paper.
Right.
It's a call to action. It's an invitation to think deeply about the implications of AI and to shape its development in a way that benefits all of humanity.
Well said. And I think that's a perfect note to end our deep dive on.
I couldn't agree more. It's been an incredible journey exploring this groundbreaking paper, and I hope you, dear listener, have enjoyed it as much as we have.
Yeah.
Remember, the world of AI is constantly evolving, so keep exploring, keep asking questions, and who knows what amazing discoveries you might make.
And if you ever find yourself feeling overwhelmed by the complexity of it all, just remember,
Yeah.
attention is all you need.
Wise words. Until next time, happy learning, everyone.
Welcome back to our deep dive on attention is all you need. We've covered a lot of ground already.
We have.
But I'm still kind of wrestling with this idea of AI making those intuitive leaps, almost like it's thinking.
It's definitely one of the most thought-provoking aspects of this paper, isn't it?
Yeah.
The authors hint at this future where AI generation becomes less about following rigid rules and more about making those creative connections that we humans do so effortlessly.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder if we can create machines that think more like us. Does that mean they could also feel like us?
Right.
Could they have emotions, consciousness, even a sense of self?
Those are questions that have been debated for centuries long before the Transformer came along.
Right.
But this paper, with its focus on making AI more human-like in its processing, it definitely brings those questions into sharper focus. It's almost like science fiction is becoming reality, right? I mean, imagine AI writing a symphony that moves you to tears, or painting a masterpiece that captures the essence of human experience. It's both exhilarating and a little bit unsettling.
I think that's a natural reaction.
Yeah.
We humans, we have a tendency to be both fascinated and frightened by things that resemble us, especially when those things are machines that we've created.
It's like that old saying, we fear what we don't understand.
Yeah.
But maybe by understanding AI better, by delving into papers like this one, we can overcome some of that fear and start to see the incredible potential it holds.
Absolutely. And I think attention is all you need serves as a powerful reminder that AI is a tool.
Yeah.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill. It's up to us as the creators and the users of this technology to guide its development in a responsible and ethical direction.
So it's not just about making AI smarter, it's about making it wiser, about ensuring that it reflects the values and aspirations we want to see in the world.
Exactly. It's about creating a future where AI enhances human life, where it helps us solve some of the world's most pressing problems and unlocks new possibilities that we can't even imagine yet.
Well, that's a future I can get behind, and it makes me realize that attention is all you need isn't just a technical paper. It's a call to action. It's an invitation to think deeply about the implications of AI and to shape its development in a way that benefits all of humanity.
Well said, and I think that's a perfect note to end our deep dive on.
I couldn't agree more. It's been an incredible journey exploring this groundbreaking paper, and I hope our listeners have enjoyed it as much as we have. Remember, the world of AI is constantly evolving, so keep exploring, keep asking questions, and who knows what amazing discoveries you might make.
And if you ever find yourself feeling overwhelmed by the complexity of it all, just remember, attention is all you need.
Wise words until next time. Happy learning, everyone.